In addition to the two maps that you're going to create at the end of Chapter 3, one is the challenge to add Alaska and Hawaii, and the other is just looking at the continental United States. You're going to do an extra assignment where you create a geodatabase, a feature data set, import data into that structure, and then upload that material to me. So I'm going to start by opening up a blank map, and then in Moodle there are the directions, but there's also this file called Oregon Zip. So you need to download that folder, because the data that you're using for this third part of Price Chapter 3 exercises is in that data. So I'm going to so here is the data, and you unzip it, or you can open up the zip file and drag it to your desktop. And I'm going to throw that away when I'm done with it, so I'm not too worried about saving it someplace. I'm going to make a folder called Price 3, and then in that folder I'm going to save my first ArcMap document. So I'm going to go File, Save As, and I am on my flash drive. Apparently that is not my flash drive. Hold on, where is my flash drive? Oh, there it is, backup drive. I'm 245. I am in Winter and Price 3, and I'm going to call it Songer Price 3. I'm going to save it. And then I'm going to go into that folder and create my geodatabase. So you can see I have connections to all these folders, which is pretty crazy, and it makes it look pretty messy. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all of those. Okay. I don't know if that's the right folder or not. Nope. Okay. Nope, that's not the right one either. Okay, so I'm going to disconnect all of those. Okay, so now I'm going to make a connection to that folder, which is on my computer, and it's this one. And I'm just going to connect to the 245 folder, say OK. And this is where I just put my practice data for this class. So if I open this, what I see in that folder now is my empty MXD. And if I were to open up my actual folder, that's what I would see. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is right click that folder, and let me move this over so you can see all of that. Right click the folder and choose New. Dang, I have to move it way over so you can see it. Right click the folder, choose New, and I'm going to choose a file geodatabase. There's two kinds. Price uses a personal geodatabase on occasion, but the file is a newer structure and it's a lot bigger. And I'm just going to call this Songer 3. And so now I have my geodatabase. So if I close my folder, I don't see the geodatabase nor the MXD. Now I'm going to click the geodatabase again, and I'm going to create a new feature data set, and I'm just going to name it, I spelled that one wrong, but that's all right. Okay, and then I have to set the projection. for the feature data set. And that's one of the good things about a feature data set. So I'm going to go into the projected coordinate systems. I'm going to go into state system. I could even type Oregon here, and it will show me where all of the Oregon projections are. I'm going to go to state system into Oregon, and I want this first one, NAD 83, Lambert. And I'm going to say next. I'm not going to set a vertical coordinate system, and I'm just going to choose the defaults. So now I have geodatabase, a feature data set, but there's no data in that. So now I'm going to import data. So let's go to my desktop, and that's where I put that Oregon data file when I unzipped it or pulled it out of the zip. And here's the Oregon data file, and you see there are two features. One is an Oregon County shape file, the other is an Oregon school shape file. So I want to import them. If they were the same projection, let me go back to where I was. This is, both of these have are unprojected. If they were the same projection as my feature data set, I could copy and paste them in here, but they're not, so I have to import them. So I'm going to choose import. You can import a single feature, or you can try to import a multiple feature. Sometimes the multiple feature doesn't work very well, so I'm going to choose that though and see if it works. And okay, so earlier today, I usually used to navigate. Earlier in class today, somebody showed me that they just grabbed this and dragged it there. That is so cool. And dragged it there. Okay, so I have those two feature classes, and I want to put them into Songer Price 3. And when I do that, these will be transformed into the correct projection. So I'm going to say OK. This may take a little while. It's so nice when you get a progress bar, but that doesn't always happen. Okay, so I'm going to close that, and there they are. And the schools are under the county, so I'm going to go ahead and move that up. So if I go back to my new feature data set and click that, I have my two files in there. I'm going to save this and set the relative pathways, store relative pathways. File save. I can now get out of here. Uh-oh, where did my folder go? So when I look at my folder, I now have my MXD next to my geodatabase. I'm going to zip this one up. I'm going to delete that one. That was from class earlier. I'm going to zip this up. I like 7-zip. Oh, and it won't zip because it's open. Crud. Okay. Save and close it. Okay, so let me try again. Okay, so this can now be uploaded into into Moodle, and I should be able to open it, see your map and data, and see your map connections.